G'day nation, DanielJon, I hope you guys are all good. And of course, I hope you're all okay. I'm sorry if I seem a bit stuffy today. Hay fever is definitely winning the battle, which is not nice. So I'm going to grab myself a BBC. Big black coffee. I've took a lot of tablets today, so I'm hoping it cures up my hay fever. Because nevertheless, I'm feeling like shit. So, Q&A Sundays. I've got the questions on the screen behind, as always. I have got my hair tied up, just in case. I think my hair has been on some stupid cycle at the moment, some steroid cycle, because I don't understand how it's growing so quickly. It's keeping things from me, guys. It's been hiding things from me. It's not natty no more. So, Q&A Sunday, I wrote on the page, on the Facebook page the other day, and I also got a few questions in my inbox. But I want to touch on a question first, and it's about Donald Sterling. If you guys don't know that he made, I believe he was on the phone to somebody or he was talking to somebody and he made some racist remarks. For those of you guys don't know, he owns the Clippers, which is a NBA basketball team, I believe. The reason I say I believe is because I don't follow American sports. And the reason being is because we don't really get it on many TV channels over here. And if you do, then you have to pay extra for them. So that's why I don't really watch it. Occasionally I watch, like, you know, a big game. If it's on, like, if I see it come up on Facebook, then I'll watch it. But so anyway, he owns the Clippers, and I want to link a few videos in the description anyway, because I've watched a couple of videos on this guy already. A few people have done a video on him. Jason Blahar, JP Fitness have done very informative videos. So I'd urge you to go and check them out because they have talked good points on it. But I'm not going to get too in depth like they did, because I'm just going to frankly say that it was an invasion of his privacy, recording his, or regardless of if he made racist remarks, regardless, that shit is in your own private. If he ain't, you know, as long as he ain't planning to kill against racism, you know, to act on that kind of stuff, you know, like they did back in the day, then, you know, everybody makes racist remarks, whether it's about somebody's colour of their skin, maybe their nationality, maybe it's because they're not, you know, I don't know, you know, racism isn't just black and white, you know, and racism only exists because people talk about it, and that's the truth, you know, you talk about racism, that's the only reason it exists. So, my thoughts, somebody asked me on this, and yes, okay, he made some, you know, pretty irrelevant comments, and I did listen to the recording, and it was, you know, sometimes sometimes it was hard to listen to, because it was, you know, it is horrible that today's, you know, we still have this in society, you know. We're in the 21st fucking century now, and racism still exists. You know, I mean, I'm never going to ever go up to someone and insult them because of the colour of their skin or because of their nationality, but we all do have racism on a certain level, you know. Sometimes, you know, like, for instance, in England, you know, we have a lot of Polish, a lot of Romanians, a lot of Slovakians and things like that, and occasionally you might say fucking Polish, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean you're going to be directly racism at that person, but the way that he took it to another level was kind of, you know, he did delve into it being a bit too, it was a bit too much, if you will, but it was an invasion of his privacy, being recorded, and then that recording being, you know, set out there. But did he do wrong overall? Yeah, he did. But if that recording never existed, you would have never heard of it. Okay, so if that was something that he was just discussing in his own home, because you don't know how he was feeling prior to that. You don't know if somebody had wound him up, because you know you may have never been racist in your life. You may never say a bad thing about anyone, but if someone keeps pushing you, you may make some remarks. Although he didn't sound angry when he was talking in that tape, he was very calm, cool, and collective, because the person that he is, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that he is, you know, attacking a race, because, you know, that one person may have pissed him off, whether it was a white person, a black person, Chinese, yellow, fucking, I don't give a fuck. But somebody obviously pissed him off, or something like that. He was talking in context, and he threw some racist remarks out there. Now, for all you know, he may have never ever said anything in his whole entire life about racism before. It may have just been that one time, and because somebody recorded it, that's why we know about it. Now, how do you know that he's never been recorded? Someone may have recorded his conversations before, but they just waited him for that one time to slip up. And that one time he slipped up, and now everybody's in his shit. So, I'm not going to say cut the guy some slack, because, you know, he did do wrong. Excuse me. Just wiping my nose on a $100 bill, y'all. You can't see that because it's... I don't think you can see it. It's not a $100 bill. It's a tissue paper roll. just in case you guys thought I was wiping my nose on, I believe this is a US president. I've never had US money, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, I didn't want to touch on it too much, but yeah, obviously the guy was in the wrong, but he, it's hard to judge on just one recording. He may have never been racist in his whole life. He said this one thing, everyone's on his shit for it. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Right, now onto the questions of the Facebook page. I need a goddamn sponsorship, lol. What do you think I should compete? This guy, Haken, he's a team bodybuilder. I've shouted him out before. He always comments on my videos. Thank you very much, my brother. He is built like a powerlifter at the moment, but he has also got the aesthetic appeal as a bodybuilder. He's very strong. And my personal opinion at the moment is if you're dieting down to a bodybuilding competition, then carry on doing what you're going to do. But if you want to go into powerlifting, then you're going to obviously have to cut out the deficit for a while and focus on getting those numbers up a bit. But depending on where your end goal is heading, that's what you want to be achieving. So say for instance you're dieting down to a body, to get lean, then you might as well go for a bodybuilding competition. And then while you're down there, try and get your numbers up at the same time, and then do a powerlifting competition. I don't know. It's up to you, my friend. But you need a sponsorship, we can arrange it. No, at the moment I can't afford to do it. I can't afford to sponsor people. I'd love to sponsor motherfuckers. I think that'd be awesome, but I just can't afford to do it. You know what it's like, guys. I'm trying to save up to come to America and things like that at the moment. So, yeah. Goals on this cut, how far you wanted to take it. I'd like to get down to like 160. I think that'd be well cool. 160 deadlifting. I would like to hit 160, deadlift 500 pounds, bench 240 pounds. That'd be nice. And I'd like to eventually, my main numbers that I'm working towards is I'd love to overhead press 100 kilos, which is 225. I'd love to bench press 315, which is 140 kilos. I'd love to deadlift 500 pounds, which is about 220 kilos, give or take some. And I'd love to squat 180 kilos. They're the numbers I'd like to hit, and then the numbers I'm working towards at the moment. Even though I haven't hit some of those numbers nowhere near, they're what numbers I'd like to hit one day. If you could only eat one kind of meat for the rest of your life, what would it be? Chicken. Chicken breast, definitely. Don't know why, just chicken breast. You can do so much with it. I know you can do so much with other meats, but excuse me, she's so rude of me. I know you guys excuse me because my hay fever. But if I could only eat chicken, it would be definitely chicken breast. I love chicken breast. I can eat that, 3-4 times a day. Not that I do, but I could. I just have so many different seasonings and things like that. I could do that all day. What can I do at home to get bigger and round the shoulders? Mine are all pointy. Okay, so you need to also add some muscle to that. Start focusing on overhead press. If you've got a bar, some barbells, overhead press, baby, that's going to target all 3 heads of the deltoid. And then after that, like I do at the end of my shoulder workout, I like to include some behind the neck presses. I really find that brings that posterior train, the traps, the rhomboids, and all the rear deltoids. I find that just ties it all in. And the next day, after doing 5 sets of 10 repetitions of a relatively, good weight of behind the neck press, I'm smoked. My shoulders, every time I pull them back and retract them, everything is tight and it is, pretty painful. So focus on heavy compound movement. Maybe, like follow a program like Wendler, like Boy With Big, like I'm, running at the moment. Sorry, my phone's ringing. I'll call it back in a minute. So basically, stick to a program and don't veer off it. Okay. That's the thing with all these programs. A lot of people do like to freestyle shit and things like that, and I think that's great. If you're getting results, stick to it. But for someone that's obviously needing help, you want to get bigger at home and things like that, stick to a program. All you need is a barbell and some weights. You don't need anything else fancy. I mean, I've literally got the bare basics. I have, when I was in the gym, I didn't really use a lot of machines after, this year. And things like that, because I just stuck to a barbell. All I ever did was bench press, squat, overhead press, and deadlift, and that was all I ever did. Occasionally I'd chuck in some leg press, some leg extensions and things like that, but for the best part of it, I was making good results and still am, just doing what I'm doing, with a barbell and just some strict training and sticking to a program. So I would definitely urge you to stick to a program, my friend. Ever been to Wales? If you have, where and what did you think about it? I've been to South Wales. I haven't actually ventured right into Wales, and I love landscapes. I really do. I love scenery and all kinds of things like that. But I only went up there. It was probably about 3-4 years ago, and I only went up there to pick a motorbike up. I drove up there one day. I drove up there one night, stayed up there the night, got the motorbike, and come back the next morning. And yeah, I just, just the scenery, the hills, and everything up there is nice. It's just a different, because I live down here and I work in, the city, and then I work in Birmingham, things like that, in towns. But up in Wales, it's, very country, and it's nice to just come away from the city kind of thing and go into a place like that. So yeah, I did think it was pretty nice. I haven't actually been up there since, and maybe I will do again one day. But from what I saw of it, it was a very nice place. For £1 billion, would you give up the gym? Now that's kind of like a... How do you answer that? It's like a rhetorical question. That cannot be answered. Because for £1 billion, would you give up the gym? Right, you give up the gym and someone gives you £1 billion. Do they take that, do they take everything off you if you start going to the gym again? Do they take back everything you've ever bought if you just work out for one day in your life? Because I don't think I could go a day without working out. Say for instance, like, I can miss a week here and there because of circumstances, but for the rest of your life, you can never pick up another barbell or a single weight again. But that's not the question. For £1 billion, would you give up the gym? Yes, certainly would, because I've got my own power rack. So can I have my £1 billion now? So that's going to be the end of the Q&A. Nice short and sweet Q&A. 11 minutes now. Hope you guys are all good. Hope you're all okay. Have a good day. Take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace! On most of my sets, only my heavy working sets, I don't do them beltless. So I am getting a lot of ab stimulation throughout the exercises that are being performed because I'm keeping my core tight at all times.